Hi folks, it's Pastor Dave and we're here with our Thursday Thoughts where we talk a little bit more about the gospel of the week past in preparation for moving on to the next one. And last Sunday, we talked about the parable of the landowner whose tenants took over the vineyard and refused to give up the fruits. And on Sunday, we talked about the perils of viewing our faith in terms of ownership. Now, I understand this is really hard, because this lesson lies on a greater plateau of our culture. And our churches have grown up basically with a culture that has said faith is a part of the American life. And if you're a good person, if you're a good citizen, traditionally what you did, you got a job, you earned your way, you learned your stuff, and on Sunday you went to church. And the whole purpose of faith in church was to support a good and patriotic culture. Now, even in the 1960s and 1970s and when this was at its height, it was not that simple, as anyone who went through the protests and the turmoil of that time knows. In the 2020s, that way of thinking is ending. And that's hard for many of us. It's hard to think that the purpose of faith isn't just to be one more thing that we can own and put in our pockets to say we are good people with a good life. Ironically, a lot of what faith has to say is the opposite, that we're broken people with broken lives, and yet there's hope and there's goodness anyway, but we ignore that part of it in order to stuff ourselves full of our property and our ownership. We need to step back and ask, for whom is that ownership definition of faith true? Because I tell you, it's an increasingly smaller and smaller slice of the population for whom it is. Super rich people and billionaires, by and large, don't need that kind of faith because they already own everything. People working minimum wage, unemployed, or can't find jobs can't access that kind of faith because they don't own enough. If faith is just about supporting ownership, then we don't have enough people to sustain it. And that is why the idea that faith just kind of bolsters our patriotic culture has to go. And we have to stop distracting ourselves with that and instead ask what it is really about. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. We're going to lose some people over this. We're going to lose some people who have been part of the church their whole lives, which is more incentive not to change the view. But you know what? The people that we lose by divorcing church and faith from the American dream and asking what it's really supposed to be will be small compared to the vast number of people out there who are looking for something more than a breaking dream to believe in. And that something more is the trust and wholeness and community that faith brings about. What is your faith based on? And might it be time to think about something new and something better to rest on? That's our Thursday Thoughts. We'll see you on Sunday with our next sermon.